His presence is in the present. And the story behind why I wrote that was because I'm about to go into a season of new. I'm about to have to step out of my comfort zone, meet new people, find new places and settle in. And I was in the car one night before church, and it was an amazing church, but I'd never been to their night service before. And I guess it stirred up emotion in me because I realized that this is what it's going to be like, that it's going to be scary and I'm going to have to try and step out of my comfort zone. And in my head I was going, how can I make friends? What can I do? How do I present myself when I get there? And as I walked into church, someone met me at the front door and walked me through to the front and then walked me back to my car. And for me, I was just overwhelmed as to how God supplied my need in that very moment. And as I was in worship at church that night, I just raised my hands and I just said, God, why do we find it so hard to embrace the future and to not fear the future? And God just whispered to me that, my presence is in the present. And to me that just touched my heart because I realized that I'd been trying to predict my future. I'd been trying to plan my future. And while that's important, the really thing that I'd been missing was that I'd forgotten God in my future. And He's the one that supplies my needs, and He's the one that helps me and supports me. And I guess I realized and wrote that devotion because it touched me, because I realized that God's not a predictable God. You can't predict what He's going to do. You can't predict the future, but one thing you know is that He's trustworthy and that you can trust Him to supply your needs. And just as I found at church that night that He supplies my needs and He knows every detail of my life, and I want to encourage you that in whatever season you're about to enter, that God's going to provide for you and help you. But what you can focus on and control is your relationship with Him in the present moments, to seek Him and find Him in everything.